She got a nigga like ass fat like walk him down like pack loud like stay dangerous. Call it what you want, Ben Frank. Fuck something. Put your hands on that table, don't break, baby. Do it with no hands, she ain't even gotta touch nothing. I'm tryna make the bitch leave, but she keep coming. Chop it ass, chop it down, yeah, I'm on that. I'll walk him down, make him run that.
Yeah, I like this thing. I like how it looks. But today, we got a little bit of a different bit of content. Today, I'm not here to glaze the R9. I'm actually here to tell you there's a couple of things that I kind of don't really like. So let's get to that. So an R9 as a whole, we know I do appreciate. I really enjoy this bike. I really like it. It's something I've wanted for a while. But there's a couple little things that annoy me. One of those main things is gonna be these rear brakes. These rear brakes, they work. They work good, but they could work better. What I have found out is that when you turn off the stability control, the ABS and stuff on the back brakes, they work better as they're intended, as I would think that they should work. But when the ABS is on, I don't understand why there's such a reduction on brake effort when you're given a maximum brake pressure. That's annoying on this bike. That's one of the things I don't like. Another thing that I don't like is accessing the headlight and the blinkers. You have to take out a ton of cowling, interior cover pieces on the inside of the bike, right there near the dash. That's kind of annoying. I mean, when I do track days and I pull up and I have tech inspection, if I forgot to unplug my headlights real quick, boop, and they're done. This one, not so much. You got to take apart quite a few little interior cowl pieces on the inside of the fairing. That's kind of annoying. And this dash, the bezel display, it's awkward. It's not really needed. I mean, a lot of other high-end motorcycles, the BMWs, the Ducatis, they've got a dash that's a pretty good size. And the whole display goes out to the edge, the bezel of the entire dash. This one has a pretty thick bezel. And now I'm sure, I know why that stuff is there, because there's actual lights, LED lights that show, but we don't need that entire bezel. They could have found a small place somewhere along the border of the display to go ahead and put that there. And honestly, it's only high beam, the neutral, a check engine light, as well as the stability control and ABS. Those are 4 to 5 really small lights, which could have been put somewhere in the display. I honestly think they could have made a lot more of a premium design and made this bike feel that much more expensive or high end. Although it is pretty expensive and high end for what the bike is, those small things would just make it that much better. Like when you're looking at the BMWs or even the V2. Let's face it, the V2 is a competitor that costs a lot more than this, but this bike does seem to be on that level. This could be right over the top with having a more proper display, more proper LCD experience, although it's pretty good. Bigger than R1s, bigger than R7s. It's pretty good, but it could be better. If you're like me and you mess around and put your bike on the rear stand, clean wheels, things like that, you'll put the bike in gear and let it roll. Well, if you do that on this and you don't take off the stability controls, you throw a check engine light. Now, the fact that the bezel does not have a select and reset button on it, you can't just go in there and clear that menu. You've got to hook up the OBD dongle. The OBD dongle is found under the seat. It's not a big deal, but you got to have the adapter. Kind of annoying. I get it, but I feel like there should be a home control or something in the menu that'll allow you to clear, if it's okay and you don't have a problem, to clear engine codes. Engine codes kind of come up on random times. If you do a burnout on this bike, the difference in the wheel speed sensor from the rear to the front will throw a check engine. That's annoying. But if I've got to choose something, those are things that I find wrong with the bike. One other thing, I didn't think it was a big deal because of the amount of torque that this bike has, but as I do rev a little bit further, and I noticed it because third gear is really powerful. Third gear, when you shift out of second to third, the bike really starts to cook. So why is it not like that in first and second gear? Now, I know that's a tuning thing. They can most likely tune that out. But why is it there? The MT-09, they made real aggressive. They geared it real aggressive for you to have fun and really get down and boogie. I understand that you wanted to go a little bit faster, but the lull in power on first and second gear isn't too harmful, but it's there. Why is it there? We're going to fix that because I do have sprockets, a 520 conversion, and I am going to tune this bike. But those things will soon come. But we want to clear that up. I don't like that. Kind of annoying having to have applications to run some of the things on this bike. The apps are cool. The features are cool. But having to have Garmin, which takes up probably about 6 gigs or so on your phone, having a few other wide track various apps. You've got the Yamaha app, you got the wide track app. There's a lot of things that you would want to have to take advantage of everything that this bike has to offer. But one thing I haven't been able to find with all of the apps and everything that you have to work this bike, lean angles. I know it's in the bike. It definitely picks up angles somewhere, but we don't have that on display. And I haven't found it yet in the wide track app or in the Yamaha Ride app. I would like to have that if I'm going to have all of these apps that I need to work this bike. By all means, if I do find it, I will come back and let you guys know where that is. But currently, I haven't found it yet. In all honesty, I have to make this before I fully fall in love with the bike. Reason being is because as I'm breaking it in, I'm experiencing stuff on the low end of the RPM. We don't know what it's going to be like when I'm exploding in the high side. Pause. But this bike doesn't rev that far. So I'm not sure what to anticipate, what I'm going to experience later on in the RPMs. But currently, you know, I want to make this right now just so that you can see a few things that I find annoying on the motorcycle currently. That's not a deal breaker. It's just if I have to grasp at straws, this is what I find that's annoying. Just a little bit. After we get the bike broken in, we'll do this again. And we'll see if my tone's changed. And if it has, I'm going to let you know what changed it. Because these are just initial gripes. I'm only about 400 miles in on this pretty bike. And this pretty ass thing is probably going to offer me quite a bit of excitement later on down the line. But so far, that's what I found. But we all know that don't mean shit because I'm having a blast on this damn thing. So we're going to go ahead and change this oil. We're just going to jump the gun. We're going to do it. I've already seen cats on the track ripping their bikes from brand new. I could have did the exact same, but I'm trying to chill and get the experience and enjoy this thing because it's a hell of a bike to enjoy. It's a lot of technology. I've never had a bike with technology, ABS, traction control, slide control, wheel control. All of this shit that's on this bike, yeah, I could go rush to the track and experience it, but I just wanted to see what the street use is all about. Let's go change the oil. We're going to get about 100 more miles in on this current oil. We're going to drain it, do a filter, but we'll get that stuff out, get some new oil in, and that's over with, man. We're going to rip this thing to the goddamn limiter. We're going to have some fun on it. And let's see if it can hang with some bigger bikes, would we? That'll be interesting. You see all my homies, that's why I got the R1 the way the R1 is. All my homies got over 200 horsepower motorcycles. It's kind of annoying, but it's a thing. It's a thing that they got going on. I like super sports. And so this takes me back to my roots. And since we're at my roots, let's go back to the roots of what I actually used to do to these fools on my R6. So that's going to be the journey on this one. But let me admire my bike for a moment, and we'll check back in with y'all a little later.
I dare go like simple and plain as prominent basics.